The Zeekr X has been around for a couple of years now, and honestly, it was interesting but never quite unmissable. The 2025 model had real potential, you could feel it, but that potential kept getting undercut by a price that made you hesitate, and a spec sheet that made you look at alternatives, so most people did. But Zeekr clearly heard that feedback, because for 2026, they did something the auto industry rarely has the courage to do. They made the car better and cheaper at the same time. Not slightly cheaper, not marginally better. We're talking an effective saving of up to $10,000, depending on which variant you're comparing, stacked on top of a more powerful motor, faster charging, a redesigned interior, and a longer standard features list. That combination doesn't happen often. So today, we're going to go through exactly what changed, what it means for you as a buyer, and whether the 2026 Zeekr X has finally become the car it always wanted to be. Let's start under the skin, because that's where the most important story is. Both variants, the rear-wheel drive and the all-wheel drive, get a new 250 kilowatt rear motor. That's up from 200 kilowatts on the outgoing model. In the all-wheel drive, you're pairing that with a 115 kilowatt front motor, giving you a combined system output of 365 kilowatts and 573 newton meters of torque. To put that in human terms, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 3.7 seconds. In a compact SUV, the rear-wheel drive version does the same run in 5.6 seconds, which is still genuinely brisk. Both cars top out at 190 kilometers per hour. Now here's what I think is actually the bigger story. Charging. The base RWD has switched to a 61 kilowatt-hour LFP battery. That stands for lithium iron phosphate, and it's the same golden battery technology Zeekr uses in the larger 7X. The reason that matters is not just chemistry, it's what comes with it. The 2026 Zeekr X RWD can now charge at up to 230 kilowatts on a DC fast charger. The old model was capped at 150. That jump means you go from 10 to 80% in roughly 18 minutes. The previous model took about 30 minutes to do the same thing. That's 12 minutes back in your day every single time you charge on a road trip. That is a real-world quality of life upgrade, not a marketing number. The all-wheel drive keeps its 66 kilowatt-hour NMC battery with 150 kilowatt DC charging, but its AC charging has doubled from 11 kilowatts to 22, which makes home charging noticeably faster overnight. WLTP range sits at 405 kilometers for the RWD and 415 for the all-wheel drive. It's honest, realistic range, not class-leading, but absolutely livable, especially when the charging speed means you spend less time waiting and more time moving. Step inside, and the changes are just as meaningful. The center console has been fully redesigned. This was the single most criticized part of the original Zeekr X. Awkward, impractical, a bit of an afterthought. And Zeekr actually listened. It now has a proper enclosed storage area, and the wireless charger has been upgraded to a 50-watt ventilated pad, repositioned for easier reach. The steering wheel gains touch-sensitive shortcuts for door locks, parking cameras, defrosters, and the power tailgate, which cleans up the driving experience considerably. Seats and door panels get quilted trim, and the overall feel of the cabin has moved closer to what you'd expect from something significantly more expensive. What's standard now is where the value becomes very hard to argue with. Across the entire range, you get heated and cooled front seats, heated rear seats, and a 13-speaker Yamaha premium audio system, all included, not optional extras. The all-wheel drive goes further with massaging front seats, a 4-way lumbar adjustment, a refrigerator compartment built into the center console, an augmented reality heads-up display, and a display on the driver's door pillar. Boot space has grown from 342 liters to 404 with the seats up, and opens out to 1,247 flat. The 14.6-inch touchscreen runs Zeekr OS 5.5, Fast, clean, responsive, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard. Safety hasn't been ignored either. The 2026 Zeekr X carries the 5-star ANCAP rating from its predecessor and now comes with the new Zeekr Aid driver assistance suite, 5 HD cameras, 5mm wave radar sensors, 12 ultrasonic sensors, and remote parking assist built in as standard. Now, and this matters, it is not a perfect car. Reviewers who've pushed it on rough or broken roads consistently note that the suspension calibration hasn't changed from the old model. On smooth suburban streets, it's fine, firm but manageable. On broken bitumen or through mid-corner bumps at speed, it loses composure in a way that can catch you off guard. Rivals like the Kia EV3 handle rough surfaces with more confidence. If you live somewhere with genuinely bad roads, or if you're regularly heading out on country runs, that's a real factor worth sitting with before you sign anything. But here's where everything lands. The rear-wheel drive starts at $48,900 drive away. The all-wheel drive at $57,900. At those prices, the Zeekr 2026 X is sitting in the same ring as the Kia EV3, the BYD Atto 3, and the MG S5. And when you compare them spec for spec, on power output, on charging speed, on interior quality, on what actually comes standard, the Zeekr doesn't just hold its ground, it pushes ahead of most of them. This is what the 2026 Zeekr X represents. Beyond one car in one segment, it's a signal. Chinese electric vehicles are no longer playing catch-up. They're setting the pace, and the brands that spent decades trading on reputation alone are going to have to earn it again. Whether you buy this car or not, that shift is already happening, and the sooner you understand it, the better decisions you'll make. If this breakdown was useful, subscribe because there's a lot more coming. See you in the next one.